Hey Garth Gang, here we are again. This is a Path of Exile video, obviously, and this is an update to Balormage's 3.15 Death's Oath build as an occultist. So I'll just log on to the Scourge League version of what I've done with this file with a extremely low budget. Just put D&D on just in case randomly some of my stuff sells. I'll just move to a better area. There we go. Right, so this is what I've done with the character. As you saw, it's only just level 75, so plenty of leveling to do. I'm just kind of done with the Scourge League, to be honest. We are completely risk capped. I am missing a ton of Chaos Resist, and that is based on my lack of budget. Poor league mechanic for me, and a very poor choice of league start for the way I like to play the game. But that's a side point. Let's have a look at the gear. Again, this is not optimized, as you can see. I've only got a 5 link on the bow. Everything's a bit of a mess, and again that's due to a low budget. I think I've only spent maybe 3.5x on this character, possibly 4 maybe. I will switch over to the standard version I have and go through that gear, but this is where I'm at right now as a league. So I've also got a path of building, so I'll go through the tree at the moment, but where I am right now at level 75, we've got the Viridi's Veil. That still works. As you can see, no head enchant. We've got Despair with Blasphemy, Temp Chains and Enhance. I'm currently running around with a Hero's Bite. That should be a Hunter Influence Quiver with Chaos Dot Multi. 5 link bow. Because of the lack of budget, I've had to make up some DPS, so this is what I rolled. I found the base. I got the 5 link through spamming Jewelers and Fusings, and I alt rolled trying to get +1 to bows. I got it a few times, +1 to gems. I got it a few times, but regaled and got something completely pointless. So I kept on going, and then I realised I didn't want to invest in this character or this league anymore, so that's where I ended up. So I'm down a link on this bow. So we've got Caustic Arrow, Void Nip, Vicious Proj, Conk Effect and Swift Affliction. Then we've got the Death's Oath armour, excuse me, running Void Manip, Life Tap, Swift Affliction, Less Duration, Increased AoE and Efficacy. This does not have to be linked because those gems are supporting the Death Oath aura skill and not any active skill. Boots are just resists and movement speed boots with a nice enchant, and here we're running Spell Totem, Wither, Defiance Banner and Flame Dash. And in the very bad gloves for ease of gem links rather than anything else. The only reason they're an armor bonus, we have our other auras, Determination, Vitality and Malevolence. That should be an Enlighten in that slot. Again, I don't have the currency to buy an Enlighten at any level, any quality, so I'm missing that, which is why I have not been able to put on Defiance Banner or Vitality. So I am just running Malevolence, Determination, Despair and Temp Chains. Flasks are not rolled well, so we've just got a Bleed Eternal Life Flask with more life if you're on a life. You don't tend to get hit a lot or hard a lot on this build, as even on this limited budget, but when you do and you take the damage from Death's Aura, you wait for it to go to low life, about 1000 life on my current life pool, and you hit the flask, bam, straight up to max. Quicksilver, nicely rolled Quicksilver Flask. Soul Flask for shock effect, anti-freeze and anti-ignite. Again, poorly rolled flasks, no enchants, Quite horrible setup really. Standard stitch belt to a bit of strength, resists, some regen, and a jewel I found on the auction house for not on auction house, on the trade site for I don't know, about 10 chaos, whatever. I'm leaving some off gems in there which don't mean anything really. Put the wash back up. Okay, so that's what I'm not going to showcase this build because it's only level 75 and it's there's like I said, it's only about 4x on this build. I don't want to underwhelm you on how bad it is at this low budget. Well, I suppose I could just throw a map in. I'm not going to roll it because I know how bad this build is. So as you saw, this is a tier 5. My map is ridiculously bad. I've not got anything. Like I said, I'm pretty much done with this mechanic. So I'll just run through here. I'm still killing things, but I am actively using the caustic arrow, which is why I kept the +1 arrow, because it just helps to clear the mobs. 4x, you probably find better builds that do more damage. I just love the Death's Oath playstyle. To it, I love and hate Balormage for introducing me to this build last league. I don't want to play any other build. I just log on and play Death's Oath because it's just so easy to play. As you can see, it's quite happily ripping through a tier 5. Is a white rolled map with no mobs, no scarabs, no juice at all. And it's doing a well job of it. My life isn't really moving, but again, like I said, I'm not pushing the content on this character. It does well. We'll flip into Scourge as soon as I get rid of that bleed. Here we go. As for the Scourge, again, I'll put the Flasks up because it's Scourge. It does well. I've not even used, you can see my mana's running out all over the place here. Because it is more of a gearing issue. I blame myself. I didn't research enough. I was caught up in other content creators' builds and ideas to help me. And again, I don't blame them either. It's my own. I blame myself for not realizing how I like to play the game. What's that? That's something that's going to kill me. Let's life last through that. There's something around there. It's probably a rare or a rogue exile or something. I've got my standard filter on as well, which is why not a lot of loops dropping. A very, very, very uber strict filter when I play standard. I'm not going to go for the boss. There's no point. So that's that one. And now we will show you what my standard build will do, and there's no as you can see in a moment. Let's just go over to it now. Again, I'll put the path of building, in-game path of building, in the description below at the end of this. Now this character is 3.5 built with some gear I had in standard. None of it is particularly uber gear or legacy synth standard gear that everyone thinks of. That's multiple mirrors. It is all gear that I brought during last 3.15 last league. One or two items I just had in my standard stash, and then about 35 to 50 exalted orbs invested. So here we are. This is how a better version of that character looks. We have got the Hunter Quiver there with Pierce and Chaos Dot Multi. It doesn't have the double Chaos Multi. I preferred going for the regen, but it's got the Chaos Resist on there with the max Chaos Resistance, which is nice. We've got the Impressence for the Despair Has No Reservation. That's on the other character as well. Allocated Heart of Darkness. Don't allocate Corruption. Corruption no longer does chaos damage. Heart of Darkness does chaos damage plus the, as you can see, the penetration there. We've got the 2 Vermilion rings, magic rings. I'll show you why in a minute, with non-challenging skill 7 -7 on that one, and that is just a life and resist node. As I said, this isn't crazy standard gear, multiple mirrors. My aim is to get that far at some point with this build, if GGG don't nerf it. We've got the Viridi's Veil there with the Determination mana reservation on that, with the +2 of socketed gems. Same setup, temp chains, enhance, awakened blasphemy, which is what it should be going after, and despair on there. The 6 link caustic arrow, as you can see, this one has the +1 to level of socketed. It should be +1 bow gems, +2 to socketed, with dot, and then I've got crafted dot, crafted fizz damage as extra. I was going for the Hunter Orb dot. I got it so that it was a 50-50 of either getting the Chaos Multi or the fizz damage, and it is a 50-50 slam. Which one you ended up with? Unfortunately, my rolled the bad way, and I don't have enough currency to re-roll it. I tried to annul off the conversion, but I annulled the +2 to socketed supports. So yeah, we ended up with that bad. So I just ended up just drafting the multi on there with the crafted modifiers. So this is running Awakened Swift Affliction with a Divergent Caustic Arrow. It's the better one there. Empower, Conk Effect, Void Manipulation, that should be an Awakened. Awakened Vicious Proj. In the Death's Oath armor itself, we are again running Awakened Swift Affliction, Awakened Void Manip, Efficacy, Awakened Increased AoE, less duration, and life tap. The gloves are Apothecary gloves. Ideally, these would be Hunter with Chaos Multi as well. I haven't got that far yet. You can see it's not crazy standard gear, sorry. Perhaps there. Anomalous Vitality, Divergent Malevolence, Determination is still leveling, and the Enlighten. Boots are the same as last. Again, it's just resists. We struggle for resists on this build with so many uniques. Wither as a totem, and then the Defiance banner there. And then the standard belt. Strength to get the highest strength to wear our armor. The wear armor requires 180 strength, so that's that on there. With a, I'm dithering. I've tried several different crafts on this belt, and at the moment I've stuck with just a generic increased damage. Because I've not finished crafting this belt, I haven't slammed it with what are they called? Catalysts. That's the word I was looking for. Catalysts. I have done the imprisons with the attribute modifiers because again we lack attributes on this build. It's just easier. And then a hypnotic 4-stat jewel. I did get this from standard. It did cost me about 2x because I wanted the phasing, damage over time, the life, and more strength and dex just to take that little bit of pressure off. You need quite a lot of strength on this character. I believe it's close to near 200, maybe even more with determination. Let me just check the POB. Yeah, we're after 180 strength and then the 222 dex for the bow. This is only a steelwood bow for a 6% increased movement speed. Ideally, for me, I'm after the Maraketh with a 10% increased movement, which is why you need the 222 dex. I do have the 222 dex. Apparently I don't. I thought I did. Oh well, never mind. That's something to work on for me then. Tree wise, I'll show you on the POB in a minute. I'll pull over the POB in a minute. But that's the gear with the life flasks. I got startled on this one. It should be the low life version. I just haven't got round to rolling it. Quicksilver I haven't re-rolled the Quicksilver. These are 3.15 flasks. I haven't got round to re-rolling them. As you can see, these are crafted as well. So we've got anti-freeze with used when charges reach full. Silver with onslaught. I'm not sure why I chose onslaught flask. For the movement speed possibly. With ignite immune, and that'll kick off when the sulfur flask goes, and the same with the granite. So with these flasks I don't have to do anything with. I don't want to auto the life flask, and I don't want to auto the Quicksilver. I'm trying to find some enchant that'll work with Quicksilver, but that's that for now. I'm running a Thief's Trinket for the Smuggler's Cache, because I do love running Heist, as you're aware from my previous videos. Heist is one of my favourite mechanics. So I have a tier 2 max roll Smuggler's Cache to duplicate the rogue's markers. Everything else on this trinket is completely irrelevant. This character doesn't run Heist. I have a specific Heist character for that, so I'm just after the Smuggler's Cache. Ideally it would be max roll T1 for that, but they are very hard and expensive to come by, even on standard. And again, I've used all my currency. This is my currency stash. I've only got 3x left, and basically no chaos. I've put it all into upgrading my other builds to fall in line with 3.16. As you can see, mana wise, I have just got enough to cast my caustic arrow once, and this bow doesn't have the extra arrow, so it's, you know, I need to get a better bow really. It's got all the other auras on, malevolence, determination, temp change, despair, vitality, and then the defiance banner. Let's bring over the path of building and switch scenes. Bonk, there we go. So ideal gear, this is all copied from, some of this has been copied from Balormage's 3.15 guide. So we're looking for the Maraketh Hunter Bow. As you can see there, the double chaos.multi +1 level of socketed gems, and then you craft +2 level socketed with more chaos.multi. As you can see, my bow is a long way away from this one. The Hunter Arrow with the chaos res and .multi again. There's a Viri's Patience, Viri's Veil with the +2 of socketed, and the determination. That is the, it's either that or Wrath. Determination was, not Wrath, sorry, Malevolence. Determination was cheaper. The obviously Death Throes plate. There's the gloves with the ideal enchant. The reason I go for reflection is because it gives you a copy of yourself for about 5 seconds, and that fires caustic arrow everywhere. So that's great. When you do get hit, you got 2 of you for 5 seconds, multiple caustic arrows. There's the boots. I chose Elder because I hate rolling maps to get away from desecrated ground, and my freeze flask is always on, so it's a quality of life to get Elder. A lot of you out there will probably end up wanting Tailwind boots with onslaught on them. Having crit on this build is not worth it, but this build is pressured for resistances. We have the presence amulet there, with the despair having 100% reduced reservation if cast as an aura. That's requirement. The 2 magic rings with minus mana craft on that one, and then the attribute for help getting the max strength and dex. The stitch belt, again, it is a resistance stick, and that also should be I haven't done this one. Catalyst with the essences again, resistances, sorry, to get those resistances really up. I haven't got phasing on this jewel because honestly I didn't think I would get one. So there's the old, these are the new flasks I've just done, all flaglants, so we're getting all the charges all the time. This one is crafted with, when you take a savage hit, again I haven't just got round to it. The experimenters there, flagellants everywhere. This is based on Ziggy D's video, where you are using the charges reach full, but you're gaining every time you're hit. You don't get hit a lot on this build, things tend to die quickly, but if you do, it's nice to have the charges there. This is where we have our jewels as well. This is why we've got the 2 rings. Hidden potential with corrupted blood, increased damage for each magic item equipped, so we just have the 2 vermilion rings. Excuse me. Cluster jewels, these are updated ones I believe. Yep, so there's the large cluster jewel with chaos damage, unholy grace, unwavering evil, wicked pal. Did I use 2? Yeah, 2 of those, both rolled exactly the same. If you can get chaos resist or something else on them as a passive, great. If not, it depends on your budget. Medium cluster jewels, I've done a lot of testing and trial and error in both POB and on standard with different medium cluster jewel setups, and this is what I've come up with. You have 2 with Student of Decay, Unwavering Evil. So you want 2 of those, and then I have done Flow of Life and Student of Decay as a second one. Where did I put the 4th in? 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, I'm not quite high enough, because you know, to get the 4th one it would be another Flow of Life, Student Decay, and then you'd go up and get a jewel there, and I haven't quite figured out where to go at level 100 because I haven't got to level 100 yet. This is a level 96 tree at the moment, so that's where we're at that. Once you get into the small sockets, we are after the malevolence and regen of life, percent total of vitality. I've not found another Watcher's Eye combination. Ideally you want the 6% max life and 6% max mana. The energy shield roll is completely irrelevant. Hidden potential with corrupted blood on it. I know you can get it on the passive tree now, but this, I picked this gem up for about 50 chaos in 3.15. It may even be cheaper by now. Transcendent Mind on the tree, and Glorious Vanity, exact that word, on the tree as well. And then on your gems, cursed up multi with area damage and life. The tree itself, here we go. Again, this was a lot of tinkering and playing around with many hundreds of regrets spent. Rock standard. We come up through here on the tree across. When leveling, I went to the left and picked up all of these life nodes and the int node, and down for this life load cluster, and I got the vitality reservation mastery as well. I then took these 2 points to help with resists and the strength and dex requirement that we require on the build. Leveling wise, I then went up through the area nodes straight up to more life, and picked up the plus 50 life rather than 2% while moving. And then leveling again, I just came up through here. I didn't take that node. I did take the gem socket and put a Conqueror's Efficiency gem in there while leveling, just to try and get all the auras up. I did come up here and take this wheel for the, again, mana reservation and aura effect node. I come down here, took dot multi and regen point, down all the way through here, got this life node. At that point I took the regen 2 life node. This tree is just the wrong way around on those two masteries. Through here and up through here while leveling, and then down here to get this chaos wheel and pick up a chaos mastery, which is why I said my chaos resistance is really low on my build. That's a lot of DPS. Here, down here for the charisma wheel and aura from your skills have 15% increased effect. Evasion and life with minimal spell suppression. We're not stacking spell suppression, it just happens that way. For here for the bow damage node, but no mastery, mainly because of points. And by this point I was level 70-ish. I took these 2 points up here for max mana, then I took these 2 points here for prod speed, and by that point I got my first cluster jewel on the Scourge build and started speccing into the cluster nodes. So yeah, that's the POB. Skills I've gone through on the thing, but this is all in the POB, which I'll link below in the description. As we can see here, you know, I put this in here so I could see them. The POB does automatically give you one here, and you can see that all the gems there on the armor do work and are linked. This is the one thing I do hate about POB. It shows you all of these are linked. They're not. As you can see on the items, on the game footage. Hold on, let me just turn off POB scene and go back to POE. If I can find it, there it is. As you hear, they're not linked. You only need to link Spell Totem and Wither together. So it needs to be 4 socketed, but only one link here. Flame Dash, Defiance Banner can be linked, I suppose, if you really want to. But it's just easiest to link those two, and you don't have to worry about anything else. So that's the build. Let's go into some gameplay. I'm running low on tier 14. It may look like I've got high number rolls here, high amounts, but I am running low. So we'll pick a tier 13. We'll put that temple back in its slot for now. We will run map wise. This is a full map. I'm just missing one map, which is the Val Temple. Not done. And Val Temple, and we should make that 115, and 3 unique maps because they're very expensive to buy. One of which is Doriani's at T16. I can't right now see the other ones, but as you can see, it's a full map, full standard gems, no odd ones. So I'll just throw this tier 13 overgrown map in. We will throw on a temple mission. I will run it white. You can juice with this character. I have juiced with this character. I just don't want to today. I'm running a bit of time. I've already done one video. As you see there, the minions died straight away. There we go. Oh, got caught by the fire. Instantly healed. And this is all we do. We just walk around and everything dies. We will do the ritual. This is why I love this build. It is a walking simulator. Some of the requires do require a quick tap on the Corsair carriages to get them down, but your health really doesn't move at all. The only time I've died on this character in this current setup in standard is from one shots. Literally walk around a corner, bam, shotgun to death. The Determination aura and the Defiance banner, I've really added a massive loophole in what I found in the 3.15 build, which was defences. It was a bit of a glass cannon. The way I had done the build based on Balormage's video. If you want to see the original, I'll link it below. I'll find it on Balormage's playlist and link it. I'll try and find Ziggy D's video where he goes into about the flask and why Flagellance is the best prefix you can have on your flasks, and link that below as well. Check those guys out if you haven't already. Balormage's videos are great. The filter I'm using is based on Balormage's filter. He has the best filters of any content creators. Filters that are free to get hold of. He changes his based on Neversync's, but he updates his and keeps them updated to the changes in the market at a moment's notice, whereby the people that are following his filters make a ton of money very quickly. And if that is something that interests you, I highly suggest you grab hold of his filters. I'll link to his filters down below if I can find it. If not, just check them out on his stream. He streams on a daily basis most of the time. I know I sound like I'm promoting him over my content. I wouldn't be playing this game as well or as much if it wasn't for him. Shout out to Zizaran as well for helping me stay on the PoE train. There we go. Right, back into the map. I can't kill most of the bosses in PoE. This is not a build failure. This is, I have many medical conditions, and despite vast emails to GGG support and to Chris Wilson, they still do not recognise that autistic people have issues playing their game and fill their game with multiple things that hinder people like myself from playing them. How many have I got left? 3. There's no point trying to get the trap, so we'll go for the breach. Wow, this is turning into a long video. This is going to take ages for my ISP to update. Oh well. And I doubt anyone will watch it anyway, but never mind. We'll run it anyway, because I like making these videos, if for nothing else, to watch them later and laugh at myself. There you go, that's a temple cleared with much time left over. We'll jump out. Half the time I don't even wait for the filter because the strictness of my filter doesn't allow very many things to drop. It's mostly rare uniques and high currency that I'm either needing or high. I'll go for the tormented spirits, they add loot. Oops, where was I going? I've forgotten. Right. You should never go right after the temple bosses. You want to kill the low level mobs first to generate some time if you haven't got a good build. I don't say that derogatively. Some people don't have a build that does enough damage for temples. This is why I generally do temples on a fizz only build, because of all the resistances in the temple, or a stupidly high damage one like this one that has penetration of whichever content you're doing. Do I want to? Oh no, I'll just go out. No loot. What a surprise. Not really. Strongbox we open just for the XP. Kill that. There we go. Up here. I search the maps. I do almost full clears on the maps. I've been told by many content creators that if you're farming for if you're farming loot, you've got a good fast build, then there's no reason why you should be coming out of a map when the counter here says more than 50. As soon as you hit less than 50, you can leave the map if you have completed all your juice. In this case I've got the temple to do, and I will kill the boss. I go after the strong boxes because I did a map with level 2 strong boxes in it and it had 2 diviners. I rolled them, ended up with my first ever nurse card. Still don't have a doctor that I have dropped personally. I refuse to buy them because A, they're expensive and I never make enough currency to afford them, but also I would love to be able to say I got a full set of doctor cards by myself. So that is one of the goals I have. Right. Here we go. This would be about the only time I drop the totem is for bosses. This is where not having a lot of mana really does hurt us on these phase bosses, because you're having to fire caustic arrow at them in the first phase and drop the totem. But again, the only reason this is taking so long is because I don't have my max chaos resistance on this one, I don't think. Let's just double check. Oh yes I do, yeah, this one I do. I'm getting confused now. Too many builds, Scarf, too many builds. Let's do the last ritual circle and just die. Everything can just die. Wait for the boss to spot. There it is. Shoot the caustic arrow with the wither totem. There we go, and that's that done. Let's check out the rewards. That can let go. I do need regrets. What is that? I don't think I've ever seen that before. Do I have one of those in my stash? Was it a mace? Yeah, it's a mace, isn't it? One-handed scepter. Apparently I have one. Oh well. Cool. Oh, there's an exalted orb. I think we will be deferring that. Why is that greyed out? Oh, because I didn't have enough currency. Check the cluster. That's 11 passives. That's no good. Didn't strike. What's the iron level of that? Nope, not high enough. Not worried about any of that or that. Ooh. Oh, the steel ring. Right, we'll defer the steel ring, the map, and the essences. Let's see what we've got left. We can buy the orb of regret, which are always handy. That's a 20% early hit. Oh, we can buy that as well, I think. What's that? 900? No, we can't. Defer the. Yeah, I'll buy the heli hit. There we go. Anything else I can defer? That's a GCP, so we'll defer that. Ritual sticks. That's it. We're done. Right. There we go then. That's the build. As you see, that was easy. I could have juiced that a bit and rolled it as well. This build is brilliant. I love and hate Balormage to death for introducing me to this build. Hope you enjoyed this rather long video and build showcase. Enjoy your time in Red Class. Hope to see you again.